Hey guys, how are you? Bobby Allen here. Man, so good to have you guys. Hey, how's your day been? Man, I just been having a good day. Just chilling in my office, relaxing. It's a beautiful day out here, and man, I hope things are going well for you. If you can't hear me or if there's any issues, let me know because we've been having some audio issues and I'm trying to deal with all those and get them all fixed. And so hopefully they are working. So let me know, okay? So here's what I'd love to talk to you about today. Can you guys see everything? Oh, it's telling me to share to a group and tag friends. Man, I tell you what, I'm a rookie at this kind of stuff. Anyway, I appreciate having you guys on today. And man, I want to share some thoughts with you. Feeding and leading in a crisis. What do we do? If you followed any of my Facebook Lives, I've been dealing with emotional intelligence, just trying to serve and add value. I just wanted to encourage people that when a crisis shows up on our front porch, our life front porch, it's rude, it's disrespectful, it's ugly, and it's not a respecter of persons. What do we do? How do we deal with it, right? So I just want to take this opportunity and say, how does emotional intelligence apply to leadership? Because as I had shared with you at Legacy Leadership and Coaching, we deal with individuals and leaders and organizations. And I help leaders and individuals and organizations, whether you're building a business, you need our help, or you're planning a church, or if you're just a leader who needs help, or if you're a pastor who wants to start a church, or you're someone who wants to start an entrepreneur endeavor, we do that. Hey, Darla, hey, Judith, we just like to add value to people. But guess what? Leaders come to us for help, counselors come to us for help, coaches, oh yeah. But what do we do in a crisis? Mike, good to see you, buddy. Here's what happens, guys. During a crisis, hey, Tina, man, good to have you guys. You guys, it is so cool that you would come on. Hey, Steven, I just feel like I want to stop and just say hi to you guys. I mean, my goodness, you got a lot of things you can be doing today, right? So thanks for hanging out. Guys, I just want to add some value to you. Hey, Todd. And feeding and leading. Notice I said feeding and leading in a crisis. Feeding's first. Why? Because we're dealing with humans. All right? Every business, every organization, every company, every church, every group, every movement has been just living life, doing what we do, right? And all of a sudden, the whole world has been put on notice by an invisible killer. What do we do now? It's a crisis. Oops, caught us off guard and by surprise. I don't care if you're a Fortune 50, a Fortune 100, a Fortune 500 company. I don't care if you're a multi-million-dollar actor or an athlete, or run a mom and pop shop, or you're Uncle Buck and Aunt Sally. It doesn't matter, man. This invisible killer is no respecter of persons and has no manners. What do we do now? Hey, darling, good to see you. Guys, what do we do? People of faith, you say, God, you're in control. I know you got this. I know we're going to be okay, but I'm still scared and nervous. I'm human. I'm afraid. I don't know what to do, but I believe you got this. And I know you can see things I can't see. Okay, fantastic. You're still human. You're still going to experience emotions. Kevin, good to see you, man. Wow. But you guys, what do we do? How do we feed and lead in a crisis? Now, there is, interestingly enough, I just want to address it because I love also the people of faith. Obviously, I'm a man of faith. The pastors and leaders I help. There are sometimes who don't even think leadership is a thing, that it's something that's man-centered and pushed by ego and pride. And I respect that. I couldn't disagree more. But I get it, right? Because there's a lot of negative and self-serving leadership. But Jesus was the most phenomenal leader that walked the planet. And he understood EQ because God's personality and character is emotionally, intelligently, and relationally cued in, right? Leslie, what's up? And but hey, I don't want to debate what someone believes or doesn't believe because I just want to add value to humans. But because I have people tuning in who are of faith and people who are, CEOs, COOs of companies, I just want to honor everyone here. Right now, we're all in the same place. We're caught off guard, we're hurting, we're not sure, we're confused, our bottom line goals are at risk, our companies, our churches are at risk, people are nervous and scared and afraid. What are we going to do? Do we fire? Do we hire? Do we lay off? How do we pull this off? We're losing money every day, right? I can only just skip a rock across the feeding and leading in crisis lake. It's not like I get the privilege to meet with you every week, every month for a year or two to help you move from A to B to C. So please allow me to offer some thoughts and ideas that probably are going to make you scratch your head and have more questions than answers when we're finished. But hey, Annette, good to see you. But guys, like you, I just been sitting here thinking, how can I add value? How can I just show up and add some value? You know what I'm saying? I've been really proud of our companies and our leaders and business owners. They're all saying because of COVID-19, we're offering less money, no payment down, or car dealerships saying you can come, no interest, and all these things. It's beautiful, and I appreciate that. I love us coming together as a global family by circumstance, right? I say that because some people don't like to be thought of as a global family, but right now we're just humans. 7 billion of us going, what just happened? The rug just got pulled from underneath every one of us. Now we're just humans. What do? Right? Well, I've already shared a few lives, so I'm going to try to move to the leadership side of things because some of my bosses and leaders and CEOs are saying, Bobby, I love the emotional intelligence, and can you also connect it to leadership for us? It's like I'm swimming up to my neck right now, or drowning, as some have said. Just give us a couple thoughts and nuggets. First of all, guys, how do ordinary people do extraordinary things? Well, without an incredible God, we can't, right? Hey, Levon. But yet there are leadership principles that I believe really come from a person. The people of faith know the person is the leader, and it's not the principles that really stand alone. But I'm going to address both, okay? Bear with me here as I walk this tightrope, okay? To honor and love both and everybody, because I just see humans. All right? So, leaders, you don't need a title, position, or power to be called a leader. That's not a leader. A leader is someone who influences some people to move from A to B to C, or somebody who can take a situation and think, okay, my priority is people. Why? Because I learned something from reading the Bible. God's greatest appreciable asset are people. And leader, CEO, your greatest appreciable asset are your people. So now you need to show up. And what I have found, since emotional intelligence is the next step of growth for humanity, I have found most leaders just saying, Bobby, teach me about this EQ thing. I thought it was soft skills. I thought it was, Burt people, hold them and give them a hug or something. Hey, Rich, what's up, buddy? And I used to think that too. As a matter of fact, I had one CEO tell me, hey, I don't do kumbayas. You know what? If you want a hug and a handshake, go to a church and go to a camp. 800 people don't eat unless I sign their checks. We're about one high-level leader just told me, he goes, man, we're snapping necks and cashing checks. I just think that's hilarious. But here we are, right? Here we go. What do? How do we lead and feed people? Because right now people are going, what do? How do we handle this? And guess what? All the employees who are employed, your CEOs are doing the same thing. It's just that their bandwidth is bigger and more wide, and their net is huge. And now we got to go, what do I do with all the people in my church? What do I do with the people at Delta? What do I do with the people at AT&T? Right? And I get it. Hi, Diane. What's up? Good to see you. Wow, Diana. Good to have you. Paul, what's up, buddy? So here we go, guys. Let me share a few thoughts with you. First of all, this is where emotional intelligence comes in. You can be the greatest leader with the greatest principles. Man, you can unscrew the unscrutable. You can have so many leadership degrees, they call you Dr. Fahrenheit. Right now, none of it matters. None of it matters, does it? Now you got to find out, how do you take humans and bring hope and encouragement and inspiration? How do you create a focus and an energy when everybody is scared to death to wake up? Well, not everybody. I haven't talked to 7 billion people on the planet. Would it be safe to say many of us are hurting? What do, guys? And I've been asking the same thing. I'm a man of faith. I say, God, you got this. You've raised me up to be a servant leader in this time in history. What can I give? Let me say something. You know my heart for my clients. my CEOs, my executives, my pastors, my leaders, my moms, my dads, my young people in college. Carl, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Awesome, man. Been a while. So here we go. Feeding and leading. Notice it said feeding first. People are always God's priority and our priority as leaders. This is why emotional intelligence is so important. You say, Bobby, isn't it psychobabble stuff, though? Isn't it man-centered? Getting kind of, we just trust God and pray and fast and, Christ is my strength. And when I'm weak, then I am strong. Yes, absolutely. And churches are coming apart at the seams who know all of that. Why? Most church splits in 30 years that I've had the privilege to work with or help, or maybe I've even been in one. Guys, I was in a church split when it was on my watch. I'll tell you about that one day. I was the one in charge when it happened. Talk about 23 years ago recovering from that, huh? I'll talk to you about all the things that I had to learn and grow by becoming a statistic. But you know what? Man, I'm sure glad we serve a God of 100th chance and second chance and a third chance. Let me share some things from you from my failures. How's that? All right? What I'm learning is this, guys. EQ is the next step of growth for humanity, starting with the leadership, starting with the church. Why? Most church splits hardly ever pull apart because of doctrinal, theological, biblical issues. Emotions and relationships that are out of alignment, that have become a whirlwind, confusion and hurt and pain and misunderstanding so badly that they have to leave and go. We don't sometimes have the emotional, relational skills, understanding, insight, wisdom. And you know what's ironic? We're humans. You think if emotions and relationships are primarily what humans have to do every day from cradle to grave, we might learn that this is a thing. We might need to go, how do I emotionally, relationally connect with my kids and get them from A to B to C? Why do we have this miscommunication, this disconnect? Man, I'm telling you guys, EQ is a thing, and it's from Genesis to Revelation for my leaders and my people of faith. I'm telling you, it drips off the pages. And I am just unfolding this stuff these days. And I'm so honored and grateful to be a steward of carrying God's bags into places where humans are and saying, here's the thing that we can't label, we don't know what to call it, but we've been on the other end of the consequences of it. We haven't really known what to call it. Soft skills, attaboy, attaone, shake them, give them a hug. No, that's not EQ, man. EQ isn't personality or aptitude either. It's not IQ. No, it's the ability and the insight and understanding that emotions and relationships really are a true thing. And since we're humans, we probably should get good at being humans, right? And learning, well, what do you mean? One day I'll help you understand the 5 composites, the 15 subsets, how this all connects. And for my leaders and people of faith, I'll connect it all to Scripture. It'll blow your mind. For today, here comes this rock of feeding and leading in a crisis. What do we do? Okay? Guys, here's the thing. Leadership is an affair of is not an affair of the head, it's an affair of the heart. Right? In other words, you need to lead yourself by your head, lead others by your heart. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Right now, your leadership degrees, your degrees on your wall, and the company, and all the things you've done, and CEO Billy and Sandy, good. The ugly silent killer is active. Am I going to have a job? Can I feed my family? What's going to happen to my stocks, my bonds, my investments? We need to slow it way down. Leadership is now forced to be what it's always about. Humans. Humans are your greatest appreciable asset. Valuing people, loving people, helping people become everything they were designed to be and they desire to be. Well, what do we do? Well, we got to look at this leadership, this thing called leadership. Well, how do we do that? Let me share some thoughts with you guys. First thing I want you guys to understand that with leadership, guess what? Here's the thing. With leadership, there are 3 organizations going on in your organization right now. There are 3 organizations going on in your organization right now. You say, Bobby, what are you talking about? There's the current organization, the current church, the transition organization, there's the future organization. Every organization, every company, every team has 3 organizations alive at the same time. Many leaders may not know this, but it's true, it's fact, it's reality, it's a thing. Leaders who understand humans and the process of change and transition and organizational health. By the way, God designed organizations. He's the one who mastered it, called it, designed it. He's a phenomenal architect and an organizational ontologist like none. I'm blown away looking at Genesis. Another time, another moment, we'll unpack that together. So right now, if you're the CEO of Underwater Basket Weaving, you got people coming in still in the current organization. You have signs and symbols. You've got a morale. You've got a culture. You have things that people have developed habits and structure and stability around. They're coming and they're not moving. They can't adapt and adopt. How are you going to emotionally, relationally love them and move them? Because the crisis is moving faster than people want to change. Then you got the transition people in underwater basket weaving. What are you going to do with them, right? You got to move them too. We okay, guys? I don't want to be moving too fast. I'm so passionate about this. I just want to offer you a few things that add value to you. So if I'm doing okay, give me some thumbs up since I can't see and we can't dialogue. So there's the current organization or current church, the current family. There's the transition family. There's the future family. Oh, you guys are sweet. Thank you so much. I'm such a rookie at doing these, man. So you've got 3 organizations running, 3 families running, 3 relationships running wherever you are, right? You've got the current and all of its morale, all of its culture, all the things that people have learned to take, comfort in, stable and confident. It's gone. Leader, mom, dad, you got to navigate the kids and the family. Pastor, you got to take these people. You can't walk in and just keep leading and say, oh my gosh, there's an invisible killer. We'll just keep marching on. You can't. Emotionally and relationally, the EQ of the environment and the culture has been rudely interrupted. Humans are in crisis mode, fight or flight. So slow way down. No time to be an adrenaline junkie. Hey, Jim, now we got to say, I have 3 organizations I'm running. Bobby, I never knew this. I know, it's okay. I didn't know it either. I learned this by failing and becoming a statistic. So here's what we do. There's current, there is transition, and there's future. Some of the people are already in transition. They're ready for the next thoughts and ideas from the leaders. They're ready to transition. They're ready to change vocabulary. They're ready for the culture to evolve. They're ready to see there's got to be another way to pull this off. Now, let me say this. For the current, whatever is transferable and sustainable, take it with you so you can take it to the transition organization of underwater basket weaving. You don't have to leave everything. Take what's sustainable and transferable to the new improved organization, the best version of itself, underwater basket weaving. But remember, you got to navigate the emotions and relationship of the people first. Otherwise, you're going to be a bull in a china shop. They're going to feel used and bruised and hurt and abused, just like churches, just like organizations. They need leadership more than anything, not managed. That's another issue. We manage paper, we lead people. Bobby, why do you say that? Have you ever heard any human cry out, quit micro-leading me? No, but you have heard him say, quit micromanaging me. I think sheep need to be led and fed. We're feeding and leading, and especially in a crisis. So now we're going to move. Hey, Jordan, good to see you, buddy. So now we're going to move forward and say, we got to feed, we got to lead. We've got 3 organizations, Underwater Basket Weave. Sherry, good to see you. Underwater Basket Weaving organization. There's 3 of them. That's right. You got to lead 3 organizations, guys. You always have been, but you may not have been aware of it. Now you're forced to be aware of it and learn quick, right? So here you go. So, and some of you say, Bobby, I'm way ahead of you. Forgive me if I sounded condescending there for a minute. You may have learned this years ago, and you have never been a statistic. So I applaud you and I celebrate you. My clients that I get locally, nationally, and internationally, I keep getting precious individuals and leaders and organizations in both the faith community and the business community who one of their next steps of growth is the thing I'm sharing. So I'm very aware of that need. That's all. So here we go. You've got to take what's sustainable and transferable from the current and move it to the transition. And then you got to lead in the transition. Well, what do you do with the people that won't change? Good question. right now in a crisis, you love them, you trust them, you believe in them, you meet with them separately, you value them, and you over-celebrate them and under-evaluate them. Don't make them try to be someone they're not or to be somewhere they're not. You'll injure them and bruise them. Trust me, I did that. Love them and value them. Over-celebrate them and under-evaluate them. Until one by one they do, we move into the other underwater basket weaving organization of the transition, right? Hey, Denise, good to see you. So we move from what? The current underwater basket weaving to the transition underwater basket weaving. We take whatever we can that's sustainable and transferable. We over-celebrate and under-evaluate those who may not be able to move. They're just, the fear, the worry, the stress has just left them with impending doom issues. Doesn't mean they're bad people or bad employees. Remember, before the silent killer, the COVID-19, they were doing their job, weren't they? Leader, now's the time. CEO, now's the time. Slow way down. Great leaders never go anywhere first or anywhere alone. They always take their people with them. You don't cross the finish line first or alone. You always take people with you. All right, pastor, leader, mom, dad, boyfriend, girlfriend, brothers and sisters, wherever there are humans, influence is happening and there's an organization happening. Amy, good to see you. So now we have 3 organizations. We have I know I'm repeating myself. We have the current, transition, and then we have the future. Bobby, where's the future? Well, this is the organization the CEO has been dreaming about, and the executive team or the executive pastor and the lead pastor. Matter of fact, some of them live in the future, and they lead and feed as if everybody in the organization or the church or the company is there. This is how they get a disconnect with people, and they experience mission drift, pushback, because they don't understand there's 3 organizations, 3 churches, and you're moving people too fast, too soon, and you're killing people along the way. And you're thinking, what is wrong with my people? You're living in future. You have some in current, some in transition. They don't even live in the future. Hey, Tony, what's up, man? That's my brother right there. Hey, Jennifer, good to see you. So, hey, guys, pastor, leader, mom, dad, married couple, boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other. Now you have 3 relationships going on. You're in the first current relationship, and now you're in the transition relationship and the future relationship. Leadership, you need to navigate people. You need to model the way, inspire a shared vision, challenge the process. You need to be able to enable others to act and encourage the heart. I know I don't have time to unpack these, right? Don't have time. But I just want to add value to you guys, man. 20 years ago, I wish I would have known this. But part of my process and next growth was learning by failure. But that's okay. Here I am today, right? I'm learning and growing. And I'm understanding that I just want to add value to you. So if you're a human and you're influencing anybody, you're a leader. Because leadership isn't title, position, or power. It's influence. It's either Christ-centered influence for those of you of faith, or it's influence for the leader and says, well, I don't know if I'm a faith person thing, but I really believe in loving people and leading people. I'll help you lead people and love people, and we'll talk about the other along the way in our relationship, all right? Because you're going to be around a year or 2 as I coach you in your organization, right? So here we go. We've got 3 organizations running. Underwater basket weaving I have 3 organizations? Yes, you do. I got 3 families? Well, you have a family in 3 different areas. So they're coming together with 3 different mindsets, a heart set, and they have an orientation. Oh, that's why emotional intelligence is so important. Well, yeah, you have to understand emotionally and relationally in an intelligent way where your current people are, what their next first step is. And then your current organization, all those people that moved over were ready. Oh man, they're on board. They're easy to lead. They're wired differently. Their life, strengths, habits, hurts, weaknesses, their upbringing cause them to respond. Maybe their faith in Christ, whatever it It doesn't mean the other people are trying to be rude, disrespectful, and give leader and pastor a bad time. Not necessarily. You got to lead and feed and then lead. You're a servant first and then a leader. So you move them, right? Little by little. Well, Bobby, this takes too time. That's too long. The crisis, this invisible deadly killer is eating my lunch. I know. People are your greatest appreciable asset. You slow down. You value the people. Yeah. You're in a position to get great credibility. It's a crisis, leader. I'm not saying don't lead, but I'm saying feed and then lead. Never let people feel like they're a means to your end. Don't let them feel like they're a spectator of your thing. Make them a participant of all of our thing, right? Marcus, good to see you, man. So we got 3 organizations, 3 families. Well, it's one family, but there's people in 3 different places. So Underwater Basket Weaving. At Legacy Leadership and Coaching, I know that I've got 3 organizations running. I've got my current people, I've got my transition people, and I've got my future people. I need to know who's where and what is their emotional relational disposition. What emotions are they experiencing? How are they waking up every day? What are they doing? Taking their temperature, listening to them. Crystal, good to see you, right? And we're moving people forward. Well, you got to model the way. It's the law of the picture. People do what they see, not what they hear. They're watching you, leader. Mom, dad, the kids are watching. Live it. They'll pick it up faster. All right? CEO, manager, district manager, you're scared too. It's okay to tell your people. Model it. It's legal to be afraid and nervous and scared. We're going to come together as a team and figure this thing out. We win together, we fail together. So you got to practice these 5 things. You model the way, you inspire a shared vision, you challenge the process, you enable others to act, you encourage the heart. I know I don't have time to unpack even a third of that, each one of those. Would love to. That's what we do at Legacy Leadership and Coaching with our leaders. Many things like this. So what are we going to do, guys? You got 3 organizations to run. CEOs, executive leaders are going, Bobby, wait a minute, whoa. Hey, I run my own business. We sell donuts. How do I understand? Or maybe you're in real estate and you're a broker and you're saying, I'm going to lose half my clients. What do? I know. I wish we had time. I have so many thoughts and ideas as a sounding board and a thinking partner with you. Today, just skimming a rock across feeding and leading in a crisis. That's the name of the lake. So what do? There's 3 organizations. The whole planet is in a change and transition project. The whole planet Earth. Every human, every organization at the same time, get this. If we were one organization on the planet, literally, the whole organization of 7 billion people employed is in a change and transition project. And if the leaders could get together and say, where are my current people on the planet? Where are my transition people? Where are my future people? We need to know how to lead, who we're leading, and we need to make emotional intelligence and the connecting with them the most important thing possible. People of faith say, man, I just want to snuggle up to the heart of God and see people through his eyes. Yes, you do. And leadership and emotional intelligence is a real thing. Pastors who know God like crazy and know the Bible backwards and forwards are experiencing church splits. They're like a cheap sweater that's coming undone like nothing. And they know the Bible and God. Because many churches are overpastored and underled. Nothing wrong with pastoring. If you're a great pastor and preacher and teacher, fantastic. I would encourage you, begin to learn emotional intelligence and leadership or hire someone who does and who loves God like crazy. Watch out. Watch out. It'll be a game changer. Right? All right. So I need to slow down. I'm used to dialoguing. I'm used to taking questions and being in coaching sessions or counseling or leadership, organizational change questions, having a board or a team. And so I'm just kind of doing this little Facebook Live thing. So what's up? Who's this? Oh, wow. I'm not going to say your name right, and I apologize. Suhanshin. I apologize if I did not say your name correctly. It's no reflection of that beautiful name or of you. It's just reflection that I'm clueless. I can't read it well. But welcome. I'm glad to see you. So guys, recap. Emotional intelligence, there's three. Hey Leslie, good afternoon. Good to see you. 3 organizations running right now. Whatever you're leading, whatever you're managing, value your people. I gave you the 5 things to work on and trust God with in a crisis if you're a person of faith. CEO leader, what we're all finding out right now, that life's too big for us. The unknown is too big for us. Uncertainty is too big for us. We do not have the ability to see beyond our nose. This should bring us to a complete dependence, a desperate dependence, shouldn't it? It should make us start saying, there's got to be someone bigger than me who knows more than me. There has to be someone I'm trusting in bigger than myself. Begin to explore that a little bit and just think through it. People of faith, try not to live on platitudes and band-aid scripture things that you learned in Sunday school, because those don't work either. Because unless you know Jesus relationally and emotionally, intimately, verses and church services don't work very well either, because your hope is in them, not in Christ himself. This is a wake-up, beautiful hug. That's all. God's just hugging the whole planet of humans at once, saying, would you guys just let me love on you emotionally and relationally? Would you allow yourself to be connected to me, to yourself and one another at a different level? I'm offering you a life promotion. I'm offering you an up-leveling of emotional, relational connection. How fun that would be. Are you kidding? Can you imagine? Love the Lord with all your heart, soul, EQ, mind and strength, IQ. Love your neighbor as yourself. Emotional, relational, love relationships at the highest redemptive level, fueled by Christ as our life. Are you kidding? Wow. So what are we going to do, guys? Hey Tina, good to see you. Man, we've got people from all over the place. Good to have you. Other parts of the country, other parts of the world. Fantastic. So guys, there's a little moment of me just adding value. Thank you for letting me add value. I'm tempted. You know how much more I have to say. Blah, 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 blah. But did I give you something practical? Did I put any cookies of life on the bottom shelf? Can you walk away to your house, your home, your family, your job, your company, your business, your church and say, that's Monday morning shoe leather stuff, Bobby. I think I can... You're right, I'm scratching my head. I have a few more questions now, more than answers. But hey, that's okay. That's what we're here for at Legacy Leadership and Coaching. Now, let me offer you a couple books here. Help Our Iceberg is Melting, John Cotter. Simple little book. I just had these on my heart right before. Forgive me if I'm trying to plug stuff. I'm really not. I'm just saying it's a big book with big print about penguins and about learning how to trust and learn how to navigate change under ugly circumstances. Help, My Iceberg is Melting. Oh, I've read it. But read it again. It means something different. And here's an old one, but a great one. And this is fantastic. And I love it like crazy. And one of my mentors who mentors me, Ken Blanchard, did the foreword. Who Moved My Cheese? Good book. Good book. About change and transition. Are you hem or haw? How do you deal with people when they move your cheese? Especially when a silent deadly killer comes in and moves 7 billion people's cheese at one time. What? No one invited you. I know. And if I may, and boy, you guys are going to kick my butt, but please don't see this as a shameless plug. But my book on relational leadership, I'm telling you, prioritizing people over profit, purpose, projects. And I talk about change and transition. You know those 3 organizations I talked about? They're in here. Man, guys, what are we going to do? What's going to happen, right? Well, we're going to come together. We're going to be in touch with our emotions and our feelings. We're going to make people emotionally and relationally. We're going to try to become more aware of emotional intelligence, maybe at another level. Know that it's not a psychobabble, fleshly, man-centered driven thing. We're going to understand better leadership, that it's actually a thing and it's not a bad thing. The whole planet is underled, therefore underfed. Yeah. Most of the planet is being micromanaged with the humans on it. I'm telling you, this leadership planetary thing for me, I can't recover from it. That's why I love training and developing leaders who train leaders and develop leaders, who train leaders and develop leaders. But I believe the most important next step of growth for leaders is emotional intelligence. It's undertaught, underfed, underappreciated, underutilized. That's why great leaders are dying in droves and becoming statistics, like I did, right? So Tina says something here. I've been thinking of that book this whole video, Bobby. Relational Leadership. Well, thank you, Tina. That's very kind of you. I'm glad that it's added value to you. So guys, thank you for hanging out and letting me hang out with you. We all got things to do, but I've been told I'm not supposed to take too much time on these things, so I apologize beforehand. Let's connect again soon, and hope you have some more thoughts on feeding and leading in a crisis. All right? Talk to you guys soon. Hey, Elaine, good to see you. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. And now I got to figure out how to turn this thing off so we may not be going anywhere. All right, guys, hang out with me for a minute. How do I do this? Now I turn the camera the other way. Oh, this is fun, man. You guys are getting an up-close personal shot of me. How embarrassing. It's still going. I still have you.